Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. Here are some disclaimers about a couple of things you will see in this film. All weapons are used as props and pose no bodily harm to any participants. Kapil was not harmed emotionally or physically in the making of this film. Any offensive actions or speech does not reflect the beliefs of the actors and is only to simulate the environment of the office. For all food wasted, an equal amount was donated to a local shelter. If you have not watched The Office, you will be lost. Enjoy.
It is a beautiful Friday day, and a beautiful day in general in Dr. Street, Michigan. Oh God, God. Everybody, shut off everything you're doing. Turn off the lights. Make sure just log
You in danger?
Just no time to think about it. Just stop.
Should I call the... What?
Okay. It's fair to say me and the IT desk guy didn't get off to a good start. Hey everyone, my name is Sadiq, and corporate asked me to install some new software on the computers.
Cool. Nice to meet you.
Michael, I've got him! Michael!
What? Dwight! Get off him, you idiot! What the hell?
Wait, are they checking all our computers?
Yeah. Oh, don't worry, Kev. I already got yours.
No, that's okay. Sometimes I run. I'm a runner. Sorry about that. Here's a cookie.
Oh, thanks. Everyone around here always gives me these weird looks.
Oh my God, you look good.
I mean, people always stereotype me because of the way I look, but not this bad. I can't believe these guys.
What? I gave him a cookie.
So this scene actually connects to the negative stereotyping of the Middle East people that occurred, especially after 9/11. Because of the bombing that was done by extremist Islamic terrorists, a negative stereotype was developed about people who looked Middle Eastern. In the Song of Solomon, this scene reflects racism shown towards black people, which is ultimately perpetuated by the retaliations of the 7 days. Acts of violence often create negative stereotypes about people and are not solved by more acts of violence. An example of this, in an article on ProQuest.com, is, quote, Martin Luther King knew that a violent act does not end when the deed is done, but echoes throughout our society, end quote. For example, in retaliation towards segregation, firemen were attacked by black people to prevent them from fighting the fires. From then until just recently, youngsters who witnessed the attacks assumed the firefighters were the enemy, end quote. The act of attacking firemen was meant to be violence against the oppressor, but is actually soon directed inward, as violence not only affects the black community but also society as a whole, as firemen were not able to fight the fire. Thus, through the violence of the 7 days and guitar's effect on Milkman and society, Toni Morrison uses the violence of the 7 days group to warn the reader how violence breeds violence.
Oh, hey, it's Andy, and as you know, what Dwight did was wrong. Wrong. And what kind of suck-up gives an old beaten-up cookie as an apology? talk about crocodile tears, am I right? It reminds me about one time on the paper where I read about a kid named Guitar, and the white people, the white insurance people, gave him candy after his dad got chopped up in a sawmill. Crazy. Dwight giving him the cookie wasn't that bad, but it's up there. One thing I did do in my time at Cornell was a sociology project.
What college you go to again?
I went to Cornell University.
Right.
I was in the a cappella group.
Yeah.
Here comes treble. Birds of a feather, we could be together. So I worked on a sociology project with a baddie, if you should know. This is where I read an article on fake crying in the magazine of Neurolaunch. Pretty good one. But knowledge inside this magazine told me that human nature is actually to be emotionally manipulative, to be more socially acceptable. In most cases, like this one, crocodile tears are a weak way of trying to avoid conflict. You heard that, Dwight? Weak. But it's trying to avoid conflict and de-escalate the situation. I really hope that now Dwight has learned his lesson and hasn't gotten in the habit of performing bad habits, bad behavior, and trying to make up for it.
So, one can say that it was a mistake associating Sadiq with the people that led the 9/11 attacks, that being, of course, ISIS.
It was actually Al-Qaeda.
Yeah, Dwight, it's all the same thing. It's just... I guess what I've learned is that people that look like Sadiq shouldn't be discriminated against, and that looking into the recent events of 9/11, you know, even though while scary, we shouldn't judge him based on that. And I'm just, after some Googling, I think I've become more a technically conscientist.
Ethnically conscientious.
Dwight, I swear, are you gonna do this all the time now? What was that? Dwight, come on! Dwight is nothing. Alright,
Michael.
Dwight. Okay. Let's break it down to HR. For HR. So, Toni Morrison.
Big deal. Big writer.
Let's get into that, Dwight. She talks about all this discrimination stuff kind of in the backdrop of the 1930s.
And throughout the 60s.
Yes, with the Malcolm X.
MLK?
MLK.
Mm-hmm.
And her characters, they show all these kind of ways that the black communities reacted to the people persecuting them, the people lynching them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, kind of like how I treat Toby.
Yeah. Toby, man.
I hate Toby.
Toby.
Can I fire Toby?
Let's get him out of here. Stuff him in the trash.
We'll talk to HR.
All right.
Wait, HR.
Back on track.
Okay.
Back on track.
Okay.
Michael.
And basically,
Michael, back on track.
the laws that were reinforcing these sentiments made by politicians, known as the Jim Crow laws, were reinforced by society being racist, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Racist. Kind of like we were. But now we're not, because we're better.
Socially conscientious.
Conscientious.
Yes.
And basically, those laws made it harder for black communities and put white people in the position above them legally, which wasn't good. But now, with the black people at the time, they kind of fought against those ideals, you know? And so, it was kind of like a big slap in the face to the white people that were making these laws, like bam! 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 And so, basically what I'm trying to say is, with the backdrop of racism and discrimination, the African Americans in our society back then in the 60s and the 30s, Malcolm X, MLK.
Don't forget the 50s.
But then there's the 40s too, because we have to talk about
Oh, we gotta do that.
Well,
and the 35s.
and the 45s, because that's there's war.
There
The
you
war
go.
ended 45. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that they're reinforced by the government, but the African Americans in real life, just like in Toni Morrison's book, reacted in different ways to fight against those. Kind of like guitar. Kind of like how he's violent and wanting to, fight against these things. Like, I want to fight Toby and beat him up.
Yeah.
I
Toby.
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 I hate Toby. Let's kill Toby, please.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. MLK.
Praise.
X of the Malcolm. Thank you so much, Sadiq, for whatever.
See you later, Dwight.
After a meeting or fight with HR, I have come to realize my faults. I treated Sadiq poorly and perpetuated a stereotype that is not only wrongful but harmful. Michael's assessment of Sadiq's presence led me to believe he posed a clear and present danger to the good people of the office. While my intentions were good, I had zero basis in which to justify my actions, and I have profusely apologized to Sadiq. I have fallen victim to the danger of the single story, believing only in the extreme views synthesized by the American media. A problem that I will strive to fix by immersing myself in different cultures to broaden my perspective on life. Toni Morrison used multiple characters in her novel to display the different reactions to racism seen throughout American history. Toni Morrison used guitar as a representation of the violent side of the historical responses to racism. Guitar's involvement with the 7 Days and his obligation to carry out the murder of a white person in place of a murdered black person really exemplifies the eye for an eye mentality he seemed to have, but also may have been seen throughout the discriminated community in the past. While in the office scene, Dwight's acts are not inherently violent or carried out upon, they do represent the violence and the response to racism in which Toni Morrison displays in Guitar's actions.
At least once a year, I like to bring in some of my Kevin's famous chili. The trick is to undercook the onions. Me and Lynn are gonna get to know each other in the pot. I'm serious about this stuff. I'm up the night before, pressing garlic and dicing whole tomatoes. I toast my own ancho chilies. It's a recipe passed down from Malone's for generations. It's probably the thing I do best.
This is Pam. Yes, 1 second. Michael, Jan on line 1. Jan, the man. What's up?
Hey, Michael. Our sister company, which now specializes in mining, recently found uncanny amount of gold mines in Cave, Virginia. There's enough in the budget to give 2 of our employees raises. One will go to the salesman with the most sales, and the other is your choice. Not your choice, but the end of today.
Well, Jan, can I give it to myself?
Oh,
Can I give it to Ryan?
no. Michael, Ryan's attempt.
Okay, I'll just get back to you then. Okay, so today I have a big responsibility. I gotta give out 2 raises to my fellow employees.
What's up?
Jim. Let's say, hypothetically, corporate gives you some money and tells you to give raises to the 2 top performing people in the office.
Well, there's Angela, head of accounting. I know Pam and Phyllis have been working really hard. You know, Stanley would really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
what about Ryan? What about Ryan?
The temp?
Yeah.
Doesn't he technically not even work here?
Yeah, well, you know, he's really nice looking and he does a lot of hard work and I think he would be great.
Nah, I don't think so.
No, just get Dwight. Just get Dwight.
Okay. Got you at the White. Good time.
Jim, Slim Jim.
Yes, Michael?
How would you like to know that
Yes.
you can possess the knowledge
Yes?
that you will be receiving a raise?
Yes! Thank you, Michael! Yes!
Dwight, yeah. This is a secret. Jan
Yes,
told,
Michael. Thank you, Michael.
Jan told me not to tell anybody, so
Of course,
for yourself.
Yes, of course.
I will more to give out. Let me know if you have any suggestions. You are dismissed.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael.
He scares me. Well, Jim, so many possibilities. Well, with all this new money I got from my raise, there's so many things I could buy.
I mean, maybe with that raise, you can get yourself a girlfriend.
I have a girlfriend, Jim, as you might know.
Sure you do, man.
Okay.
Sure, yeah.
Hey, what's up, my dudes?
What's up?
Nothing, freak. None of your business.
Oh, well, Dwight here was actually just talking about getting himself a girlfriend with his new raise.
Oh, nice. We're all getting raises?
No. Only for competent workers.
Well, Andy, I heard Michael's handing out one more raise.
Well, that's what I ought to do. What did it to do?
Yeah.
What if you know, Hey, boss man. Feeling the Monday blues?
Yeah.
You doing anything tonight?
No.
What about me, you, bars, beer, buzzed, wing shot, waitresses hot, football, Cornell, Hoft, slaughter, then we take a quick nap at my place, then we hit the Tiz Town.
No, I'm kind of good.
Alright, you got anything to tell me?
No.
Alright, so nothing new, nothing relating to me?
I haven't heard. Nope.
Alright,
Back to work.
yeah,
See you later, Andy. You can go.
alright. Just finished up with Michael. Gosh, he only says yup, no, yup, no. Are you serious, man? I could have gotten that raise. Dude, Ryan, what the heck? He's like, oh, Ryan's good, Ryan's that. He's a temp, man. He's a temp. Oh my gosh. What the heck? Stupid stuff. I'm quitting this job. The water, I don't need no hydration. Ugh. Yeah. Oh, what am I doing? I'm gonna crash out. I'm crashing out. I don't know if I'll do this job no more. I'm gonna punch Michael in the face next time I see him. Oh.
Okay, so here's what's going on. Michael got a lot of money from the higher-ups, and they're going to use this money to give it to, a couple of people. Andy wasn't one of those two people. So he did not get this raise. Now he is crashing out. He is resorting to violence. Historically, people did resort to violence. Just like, the Black Panthers resorting to violence against the government. Andy's trying to do that to get his raise. Okay, so I read this one article from the National Library of Medicine, and it talks about, lizard brains, where basically we revert back to our primitive roots as cavemen, and where it was really easy to resort to violence, and how it was the easiest thing to do, and it made us seem more beastly, and that's clearly reflected in Andy's crash out, and especially with guitar and his want to kill when he's with the 7 Days.
All right, it's about to be another beautiful day. Great day in the office. Ready to be productive, promote some teamwork. I'm super excited to see my employees. I'm in such a good mood today. I might throw an ice cream bar party. We don't know. But anyway, I'm super excited. Oh! So I've been hearing a lot of talk in the office that, everyone thinks they're equal to one another. I don't really think that sentiment is really true, giving you all this false hope and such. And I think you should meet a friend of mine, let him tell you the truth. Yo, my name is Railroad Mike.
Oh, hi.
I'm here to tell you about my life, Every day I wake up and I'm so tired of serving all these rich white people. I wake up in the morning, I go work on my train, and I serve them what I gotta serve. I gotta work in serving the food departments on the train. Not one, not two, not three, but 4 forks plus 1 spoon. I'm sick of all this bullshit with a freaking class system and splitting up, okay? I just can't deal with it. And I need you guys to realize what I'm talking about.
So what type of meals did you serve?
Serve a lot of fancy stuff. Fancy meats, stuff from the sea.
I want some fancy meat.
Well, guess what, Kevin? The only way you're gonna be smelling that meat is if you're the poor fool serving it, because the system of the United States makes you. None of you will understand what it's like to be of the higher echelons, because society continues to dampen you, dampen me, dampen our people down because of this government-backed segregation.
Sounds really hard.
That's what she said. But that's not the damn point.
Well, actually, the government.
Well, can the government protect you from a broken heart? And folly? A whole lot of folly?
Michael is wrong about a lot of things, but he's actually surprisingly not completely wrong about this. Throughout the 1900s, certain groups of people were not given the same opportunities and the same treatment as others. Michael clearly has no real grasp of this, but I was able to find some information online. In the novel Song of Solomon, Railroad Tommy, whom he is trying to impersonate, warns guitar and milkman of things they will never have. Black people during this time period were not given the same opportunities as others. In a study done by James Gerald David, he found that in 1966, 38% of urban socialized black household heads were mothers only. Morrison continues to explain how this one aspect of systematic racism creates a structure that places black people in America at a disadvantage. Being without one parent, as one can imagine, leads to many problems in one's life, which ultimately leads to groups of people collectively being discriminated against. James later writes in his paper, cultural practices observed in low-income urban communities today derive from agencies of resistance structured by urban socialization patterns rooted deep in the 19th century. I don't know. I guess Railroad Mike was still pretty funny.
exactly where I want to be. I got my dream job at Cornell. And I'm still just thinking about my old pals. Only now they're the ones I made here. I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them.
So what type of meals did you serve?
Served a lot of fancy food, a lot of fancy meats, things from the sea.
I want some fish.
Well, guess what, Kevin? You're the
I'm sorry, that's on me. Alright, let's.
Pretty damn excited, so.
Oh,
What type of meals did you serve?
serve a lot of fancy meats, a lot of stuff from the sea, one may say.
I want some fancy meats.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Kevin's pretty up today.
Kevin is
Now roll.
getting the steps in.
I'm ready.
All right, pack it back.
You